History does not collapse civilizations without warning. It does something far more unsettling. It shows them the pattern first. Across thousands of years, civilizations have followed remarkably similar trajectories. They rise through cooperation, innovation, and shared belief. They flourish through stability and expansion. And then, quietly at first, they begin to change. Not because of fate, but because of accumulated choices. Ancient societies did not experience collapse as a sudden surprise. Collapse arrived only after long periods of denial. The historical record reveals a consistent sequence. First comes complexity. Systems grow larger, more interconnected, and more difficult to manage. Institutions expand. Bureaucracies multiply. Solutions become layered over existing problems rather than replacing them. At this stage, civilization appears advanced, powerful, and permanent. Yet beneath the surface, resilience begins to weaken. Ancient Rome reached this phase long before its fall. Infrastructure expanded across continents, but maintaining it required enormous resources. Administrative systems grew bloated. Loyalty shifted from shared identity to personal survival. The empire did not fall because it lacked power. It fell because it could no longer sustain the complexity it had built. This pattern appears again and again. The Maya expanded cities deeper into fragile environments. Water systems grew intricate, but increasingly vulnerable to drought. When stress increased, flexibility disappeared. What once brought success became a liability. History shows that once complexity exceeds adaptability, decline begins. The next stage is inequality. Resources concentrate upward. Elites become insulated from consequence. Laws continue to exist, but enforcement becomes selective. Ancient texts describe this phase with remarkable clarity. The wealthy grow disconnected from the lived reality of the majority. Social trust erodes. People no longer believe systems serve them. In ancient Egypt, this stage was described as a breakdown of ma'at, the balance that held society together. In China, it signaled the loss of the mandate of heaven. In Mesopotamia, it appeared in lamentations describing injustice and abandonment. When inequality becomes normalized, cooperation dissolves. People retreat into smaller loyalties. The collective weakens. Then comes environmental strain. This is not simply climate change or disaster. It is mismanagement compounded over time. Deforestation, soil exhaustion, water depletion. Ancient societies often recognized these problems but delayed action. Short-term survival outweighed long-term stability. Archaeological evidence shows that many civilizations continued building monuments, even as their food systems collapsed. Symbolic power was maintained while material foundations eroded. History suggests this is a critical moment, when image is prioritized over sustainability. The next phase is loss of meaning. Rituals continue, but belief fades. Institutions persist, but legitimacy disappears. Ancient writers feared this stage most. A society without shared meaning cannot mobilize collective sacrifice. It cannot respond coherently to crisis. This is when polarization intensifies. Groups no longer argue about solutions. They argue about reality itself. Historical records show increasing internal conflict, moral confusion, and disengagement. People stop trusting leaders, but see no alternative. Apathy spreads. Collapse does not arrive yet. Civilization lingers in this state, sometimes for generations. Finally, a trigger occurs. It may be drought, invasion, economic shock, or epidemic. The trigger is rarely the cause of collapse. It merely exposes weaknesses already present. Systems fail rapidly because resilience was lost long before the trigger appeared. This is why collapse feels sudden to those living through it, but inevitable in retrospect. Ancient historians understood this. They wrote not to predict events, but to document conditions. They knew that once a civilization reaches this stage, recovery becomes unlikely without profound transformation. What follows is fragmentation. Central authority weakens, regions break away, trade networks collapse, knowledge is lost, population declines. What once felt permanent becomes memory. The most haunting detail is that people living at the height of civilizations rarely believed collapse was imminent. They believed they were living in exceptional times. That belief appears in every fallen society's final records. History does not repeat because humans fail to innovate. It repeats because human behavior remains consistent under power, comfort, and fear. The past does not tell us exactly what will happen next. It tells us what usually happens next. And history's answer is not dramatic destruction. It is slow disintegration, followed by sudden realization. The ancient world left us patterns, not predictions. Whether those patterns remain relevant depends not on history, but on our willingness to recognize ourselves within them. Subscribe to this channel for more.